Hello everyone and welcome to the JPEC Effect, where we sit down and talk with student entrepreneurs that are making waves in the real world.
I have a roommate who snores all the time.
Mouth tape is really huge, so I don't know if you want to politely suggest that.
Because no matter how many books you read, podcasts you listen to, there's nothing that's going to beat firsthand experience.
Honestly, my brain, I feel like I live in a little bit of a delusion land sometimes. I feel like nothing is truly ever a failure.
Welcome back to the JPEC Effect. Today, we're joined by University of Iowa student proving that entrepreneurship can start right where you sleep, literally. She's the founder of Dorm in a Box, a company that helps students design their dream dorms and actually enjoy move-in day. From Catlett Hall to company founder, we're joined by the Ava Graf, here showing how creativity and business can make a real impact. Ava, welcome.
Thank you.
So to start off, what is Dorm in a Box? And can you give us some insight into what it is?
Of course. Well, Dorm in a Box is, like you said, it's interior design for dorm rooms, but really it's all college living. So I wanted to make it easier for students to create their dream home away from home in a space they feel most comfortable in. So I took every aspect of that may be a struggle or pain point for both students and families, and made it as easy and as enjoyable as possible for starting a new adventure.
How important do you think it is for these kids, maybe it's their first time going away from home. Mm-hmm. And what sort of impact have you seen already with these people that have used Dorm in a Box?
Yeah, I think it's amazing just to see their eyes lit up when any space is different than how they thought it could possibly be. I grew up with my room always being very extra. My mom's an interior designer, so I always had my dream room, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And creating that for other people and letting them have the same experience that I did has just been amazing. And it's just, you see the wave of excitement on their face and the comfort on their parents' face, and everything's just set up and ready to go without any worry.
Awesome. So even for my understanding, mm-hmm. Can you explain exactly what you do? Whenever they go onto your website and they choose this, what exactly is it that you're doing for them?
Right, so the whole idea is, think of it as your very own Pinterest page that you can shop from, that's tailored to your style and your budget and your needs. So what I do, and I'm so thankful to partner with Kirkwood's interior design students. So they help me design your dream space based off of everything we talk about and describe to me, and then we present that to you, and it's your very own place to shop tailored to you. So it's basically a digital vision board that you can shop from, as well as a layout on how it would best fit your space when you move in. So we provide that all for you. You can purchase what you want, and then we just go from there.
Dang, that's awesome. I wish I would have had that. So where did this idea come from? And was there a specific move-in moment that made you decide that you want to do this?
Definitely. So like I said, my mom's an interior designer, so I've been very fortunate to have someone that's always made the space feel extraordinary. Mm-hmm. And I always saw new spaces as new opportunities growing up. So when I moved into the dorms, I was like, okay, perfect. Here's another fresh slate for us to go for. And I did just that. I was very extra, but I made it a space that I wanted to live in, especially my first place away from home. So all of the people on the dorms, you know how you kind of visit rooms and this, that, mm-hmm. and the other, and everyone was like, how did you make your room look so good? And granted, I was lucky that Catlett's already a pretty great space to mm-hmm. live, so it wasn't super difficult, but I was confused as to what I did differently than everyone else. And that's when ideas kind of sparked. And they were like, wait, how could we make this possible for other people that don't quite understand how to accomplish the look that they want and things like that? So I went to my mom and we started brainstorming, and then it kind of just blossomed from there.
So do you do guys' dorms and girls' dorms?
Yeah, funny enough, I've actually done more guys than girls.
No way.
Girls tend to have a little bit more of a passion for design, or a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Drive to accomplish things like that. It's kind of fun for them to shop, right?
Yeah.
Guys and their parents tend to kind of just want that to be taken care of, mainly because guys don't really want to put the effort in towards that. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, not everyone, of course, but we particularly wanted to work first with student athletes, because that was the niche in the market that we saw. Okay, they have a quick timeline, they're really busy, they probably don't want to do any of this work. So how could we help them? So that's where we originally started, was helping student athletes that were all actually males move into their dorms and create their rooms.
Dang,
So.
this is awesome. This is so interesting.
Thanks.
So what has been the most surprising challenge that you have faced when building this business?
Yeah, I would say in entrepreneurship, you're always pivoting. So until you really get to do it, you never really know what to expect. And I think that especially with dorms moving in and out, it's a very seasonal thing. So you almost have this whole waiting period until you can really go for it. And then when you are going for it, you kind of have a short amount of time that you can really figure it out. So I think the most challenging part was just the coordination of everything, being that until you actually go and talk to clients or talk to students or talk to parents, you don't always know how those conversations are going to go, and some things that you might be missing that they figured out or that they asked you that you maybe didn't think of. So especially in those earlier conversations, sometimes they would ask questions that I was like, oh, I don't quite know, I didn't think of that, just because you are a startup and you are figuring it out. But that was really great, and we do a lot of customer discovery in the programs I'm in as well. So it's always asking questions, getting other people's opinions that help you build to the best of your abilities. So I think the earliest challenges is just figuring out what I didn't know.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, getting the feedback from like people and like,
right.
yeah. So
Yes.
feeding off of that, we say failure in quotations because there really are no failures.
Right.
How important do you think failure is to having a startup and building a company?
Yeah, I think it is the most important thing. And I think you should fail as much as you can and as fast as you can, because as soon as you figure it out, the better. I would say I failed more than I succeeded. But if your failure doesn't turn into a fire under you, I don't think you're passionate enough to do it in the first place. So it really just every time was like, okay, how can I make it better? How can I move past this? How can this help me more than it felt like it was weighing me down? So I think failure is almost necessary for you to actually have a success.
I agree. So what is your why? Do you have a why? Why you chose like dorms and like why this?
Yeah.
Or anything?
I always knew I just wanted to help people. I didn't necessarily know what it was or what I would be doing, but I knew that I wanted people to feel comfortable and feel relaxed and helped in any way possible. And it just happened that I had a connection to the interior design life, and that was a pain I experienced other people having. So that was just the main driver and motivator. It's not even my passion for interior design necessarily. Like, I'm not an interior design student, right? But it's helping people feel that their life is a little bit easier, and that's exactly why I do it.
And you said you're not an interior designer. You do marketing, correct?
I do marketing, yes.
How have you seen that help you in building this business, or has it?
Yeah. I would say learning about marketing is a lot easier than doing it, especially when it feels that in this day and age your company relies on how you market it, especially to the demographic of students. I mean, we live on social media, and that's how we get most of our information. So it was a huge area that I felt almost took up a majority of my time, was figuring out how to do marketing. I took opportunities to partner with different people that were specializing in social media marketing, which was extremely helpful, just because I haven't learned everything yet. And when you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to wear all the hats. So it wasn't my favorite thing to focus on when I had a million other things to figure out. But it's definitely helped, and I can see it relating in a lot of classes. So that's been a really huge thing, that marketing is something I'll take with me in every business that I do. So it's been helpful, but it's definitely easier said than done.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. You had mentioned a little bit, so like dorm move-ins, those are like seasonal and stuff.
Yeah.
So are there like off periods, like, or do you have like usually like constant people like for other aspects besides just like a dorm, if that makes sense?
Right, yeah. So you're correct. It is very seasonal, moving in, moving out, and that's why we try and offer things like refreshes, and also people that maybe have missed us the first time. So let's say you missed the dorm in a boxing experience, but then you walk into someone's room and you're like, oh my gosh, I love your room. How did this happen? That's one outlet of we can come back later. It doesn't have to be right when you move in. Another area is like seasonal things. So let's say you're ready for Christmas and you want to get some Christmas spirit going. Again, whether in your dorm or your college living, we're there to do that too. We've actually are in the works of pivoting a little bit too, to having a marketplace situation where students can donate their things and have like an all year round market available for college students to purchase from and help their spaces as well. So, you know, things are always evolving, but yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. Okay. I could just imagine that, like for Christmas time and like.
Right? Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So kind of going back to the failure, was there ever a time that you like wanted to give up, or you felt like everything was against you? If not, then that's. But was there ever a time like where everything was against you and you're like, is this going to work out?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that had to do with my own personal burnout as well. So I did the accelerator program over the summer. So it's basically a 9 to 5 of you working on your business. It's fantastic. I loved every second of it. But when school returned, I almost felt burnt out of the fact, especially with then gaining so much more on my plate. And it just felt like I didn't have the same spark that I used to with the company. And it was a huge weight on me, and I felt like everything was against me in the sense that I couldn't get back into it. But this actual recent pivoting and finding different ways to evolve the company has relit my excitement for it. So that's really great. But when there's so much happening at once, it's not necessarily that everything's against you. It's just like your own personal burnout of sorts. That's what I experienced, but I'm really excited to move past it.
Yeah, life can get crazy.
It's a lot. You forget sometimes that things are optional. And then school starts and you're like, oh my gosh, all this stuff's happening. I was like, wait, this is all my choice. And I wouldn't want it any other way, but it's just there's times where you really have to delegate things. And unfortunately for me, just school took a more important lead at that time. So it just felt like, you know, the world was against you. But it's okay.
Okay, now it's time for the fun segment.
Okay, fun segment.
Okay, so this one's called Dorm Dilemma.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So I'm going to throw a few random like college room scenarios.
Okay.
And then you have to tell me like how Dorm Box would solve this.
Oh, fun. Okay.
So you have a roommate who snores all the time. What's the Dorm Box fix it?
Oh my gosh. You could, number one, get a fan. Sometimes that muffles things out a little bit. Mouth tape is really huge, so I don't know if you want to like politely suggest that. Maybe some cute earmuffs. I don't know. Snoring's tricky. I don't know. I'm a person, I listen to like movies and shows when I sleep, so sometimes headphones are better for that.
Okay. That was good.
Okay. I was like, wait, that doesn't.
Yeah, these are like just random.
No, I love it. I love it. Okay, good.
Your dorm looks more like a prison cell than a Pinterest board. What's your first move?
Yeah, I think that some people forget the little details that can really help with things. Like if you add a little bit of greenery or a certain lamp, or rugs are huge to fill a space. I know sometimes dorms it's tricky with wall decor, being that you can't actually poke holes in walls. Command strips are your best friend, so use those. But sometimes if you can just fill the space with little things that add a little color and things like that. Bedding's huge, and pillows add a lot of personality to a space. So I wouldn't forget the little things, and my biggest tip is a rug.
Okay, hey, I'm definitely coming to you if I ever need some interior design questions. Do you think there is a such thing as too much? Like, can you have too much, or?
You know, I think it depends on your style, because for me, I'm more of a minimalistic person, but I have friends that love like the hodgepodgey, put a bunch of stuff in a room. I think you can tastefully do it, but I do think that there's a way for it to feel like it's, you know, trapping you in a sense. So I think it is your personal taste in a way. I think that minimal feels better and a little more homey and breathable, especially if you have another roommate. Sometimes your taste differs. So therefore you don't want to feel like, you know, you're the one overcrowding a space. So I think, and it's easier to keep clean.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Thanks for helping me.
No. Last one. Okay, you got $100 to make your dorm cozy. What's the first items you buy?
Oh, pillows and things for my wall. So like we didn't just put pictures on our wall, but we also had cute like little structure-y things and like things to hold your keys. So like little tidbits. Oh, picture frames are really good too.
Okay.
Yeah, that you can hang those or you can set them up, but it adds a little personality and comfort wise. But they can be really cute.
Aside from this, what do you think of picture like I know some people like you walk into their dorm and then they'll like do a Polaroid.
Oh, like a Polaroid wall?
Yeah.
I think those are really fun. If it were me, I would put them in a frame and like nicely organize it rather than just like sticking it on a wall. I just think it looks a little bit more put together, but I totally get the whole, I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
We actually, in the podcast studio at the Bell, we want to do that for all of our guests.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And we have like cute shelves that you can like set them, like lean them against. So I think there's a fun way to do it, but I would put it together a little bit more.
That's a really good idea. I like that.
Okay. You guys can steal it if
I know, we might have to. Okay, back to the regular
serious?
questions.
Okay.
So I was looking at your LinkedIn and you have some like internships and stuff.
Yeah.
Have any of those like helped you in pursuit of this business?
Yeah, I would say so. So one of my internships I actually did under my mom's company.
Okay.
Being that I really admired the startup and I really wanted to be engulfed in that. And she allowed me to have really prominent roles that I learned from. So that was a huge learning step for me, and that's what drove my passion ultimately to be an entrepreneur, is watching her create her own company. Awesome. So that was a really awesome experience. I had an internship in high school as well where I was able to create a program at Merge with high school students, and that was really awesome. So I feel that I've always just sought out entrepreneurial settings that I could learn from. Even my jobs, I worked at Walker Homestead, which is Christy and Bob Walker. They're professors at Tippy.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, and they have an awesome winery. And just working there in high school and just taking all the things in, I've truly learned from all of my work experiences, and they all have been under small businesses, but I feel like that was a little strategic, just being that I felt I could learn from them best.
Awesome. Okay, and so on the same note, how has JPEC helped you specifically, like with your business?
Oh yeah. Not to sound dramatic, but I think it was truly life-changing and has been life-changing for me that I've been introduced into this world. They have helped in every possible way that they could. I've been provided with the best mentors and coaches, and my network is amazing, and I truly don't think my life would be the way it is without JPEC. I've met some of the best people in the community, and what's really awesome specifically about our center is that it's open to all majors. So when I was doing the accelerator program, there was writing students and engineers and just a huge group of everyone that's just passionate to make their dreams come true. And I couldn't picture my college experience any other way.
Yeah, there's like this quote, like when you're surrounded by the 6 friends you're closest to, you'll be the 7th or the 5 friends or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
I know what you're talking about.
Like,
yeah, it's awesome. And not like to mention that they provide you with the best opportunities for funding and things like that, and all the resources you could possibly need. It's very much so. It's the best time to ever try and risk something. And they just help you every step of the way, so you never feel alone.
And Dana was talking about, we had an interview with her, and she said, like, with social media, it's like so much easier to get yourself out there.
Oh, totally.
So
easier if you do it right.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's like, it is easier, but there's also so many people that are trying that. So like,
right. Yeah. For my pivoting, I was told that I might have to become an influencer. And I don't know, I didn't originally sign up to be an influencer, but sometimes you just have to, sacrifice what could be seen as embarrassment as opportunity. But it's always stepping out of your comfort zone and, into different shoes. So definitely. Yeah.
So you're the, I don't know if I have the ambassador of JPEC or... Yeah, what is that role like?
Right, yeah. So me and a good friend of mine, Taylor Myers, actually are co-presidents of it. So we helped Janice Balds start the ambassador program. Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of a brainstorming section, and we figured out that, students just really want to hear from other students. That's how the word best gets out. That's how it best resonates with us. So we just really have a mission of how can we spread the word and get kids excited about creating whatever they want to, and really just the life for themselves, and the opportunities are endless. So we've just set out and are just spreading the word to everyone, all majors, and showing that you can be an entrepreneur if you want to.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Thanks.
So what do you think it takes to become an entrepreneur? Like, and also a side question from that.
Yeah.
Do you believe that entrepreneurship, you're born into it, or do you think like you can learn it, like anybody can become one, or do you think there's only certain?
Yeah. I think whenever I think of entrepreneurship, the first word that comes to mind is grit. I think that is something that you're lucky to be born with, but I do think it can be learned. To be an entrepreneur, you have to have a lot of grit and a lot of passion, or else it's not going to work out. So I wouldn't necessarily say that you are born one, but for me, I always knew that I wanted to be my own boss. I never felt that I fit in a box that was under other people, and I just always, like, as a kid, I had a million dream jobs. Like I never just had one job that I wanted to be. So there was always this inkling that I wanted to do something different than the traditional path. But I do think that once others are introduced to it, that they can easily just have as much passion.
Going off of that,
Yeah.
so you talked about when you were a kid, you had all these dreams. So what was your dream when you were a kid, and how has that changed and grown to now and then your future self? Like
That's a really good question. As a kid, this sounds so self-centered. I really wanted to be famous. Like I just wanted, like I saw people on TV, and I think, to reword that, I always wanted to be influential, and I think that falls greatly to that I always wanted to help in a sense.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be a doctor or anything super, saving life reliable. Like I didn't want that on me, but I always wanted a way to help people and something that made people's lives easier. And I don't know why in my mind, just having a big audience to share that with was like my way of figuring that out. But I did want to be famous when I was younger. I mean, I think that would always be really cool. But I mean, now I think, and other entrepreneurs can probably relate, it's really blurry what my future holds, just because when it's reliant on you, I feel like it's a little unstable, and you never truly know where you're going to end up and what's going to work out. I do think everything happens for a reason, so hopefully it works out in a good way, but I just always have seen myself being my own boss, and I just hope that that's forever the way it goes. So I think I've grown in the sense that I don't necessarily care about if I'm in front of a bigger audience or not, but I think what's been consistent is that I just always want to create something that helps people in a way.
Awesome. So is there like, I know you said you don't know what the future is, it's impossible to tell the future, but is there like a dream that you have for the future, like for Dorm in a Box or another venture maybe that you would like to start?
Yeah, I have a million ideas. So as much as I love Dorm in a Box, and I think it will be just such a special place in my heart because it was my first thing. And even now with the pivot into, so we're pivoting Dorm in a Box to be a partner company to a different company called In a Box.
Okay.
So the whole idea is like the marketplace I explained to you, but we figured out that the pain point for students wasn't always the designing aspect, but it was the moving in and moving out part. The physical labor, the actual activity of doing so.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with all your stuff when you leave, right? So our whole new concept and idea to build off of Dorm in a Box is, okay, how can we simply move you in, simply move you out, and then store your things over the summer if you want, or donate them for other people. So basically it's a hands-off experience for you in the sense of worrying about your things. Okay. So that's kind of what we're leaning a little bit more towards. So if that works out, which I see it being a really great success, and we're looking into possibly franchising that aspect. So if that works out, that's a really great future, position to be in. But if not, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm okay with, taking one to the end, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and then we move on to the next.
Yeah,
so,
every one of them is a learning experience.
Exactly, 100%. You grow with each thing that you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And I think that would especially be so good for like out-of-state students, or like even me, like I know, like I didn't want to rent a thing to go all the way home and then like have to bring it back.
Oh, right.
So
right. Or like I know our basement is insanely stored with a bunch of stuff that we just don't know what to do with. And I don't know how many couches you count on the curbs when you drive around when people move out, or the dumpsters that you see. But there's so much stuff that other people could use and that you just might want to discard of, that would be a great opportunity for other students, and we'll just take that off your hands.
Yeah. Is there someone in your life that, when you were growing up, was and still is a big influence in your life that has influenced you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tweak your question and say 2 people.
Okay.
My parents are amazing, and I truly wouldn't be where I am without them. And I take different things from each of them, but like I mentioned before, my mom, with growing her own company and her own, entity and that sort of thing, has always been such an inspiration to me. She was a realtor at first and then decided that she wanted to switch things up in the middle of her life, which is really scary to do, and just go for it. And I truly have always admired her. She's like my best friend. We're like the same person. But my dad is so hardworking, and he truly has just dedicated everything to his family, and I hope to be just as much as him as I do my mom. So I think that I was really fortunate in having such amazing parents that I can look up to, that truly just make me believe that I can do anything that I want to do.
That's awesome. That's good. And then leading off of that, so the final question, do you have like any piece of advice, like in life, in a business, or like a quote that you live by? So one or the other or both, like any
I'll
piece
give
of
you
advice.
both.
Okay.
Okay, so piece of advice I would say is to just go for it. I think it's really scary, but truly, especially college kids, you are never this risk-free in your life, especially with the amount of resources we have. I wouldn't want to leave college with any regret of not trying something before, I have real-world responsibilities. So just go for it. Use, fear as encouragement to try. I mean, you can never not learn something, right?
Yeah.
And grow from something. And to go with that, the quote I live by is everything happens for a reason. So everything will work out the way it's supposed to, and you just don't know until you go for it. Yeah.
I totally agree. I live by that quote too.
Thanks. I have it tattooed down my back. Actually.
Really? Awesome.
I do, yes.
Dang, okay. Okay, so this is our final little game we play.
Okay.
So it's called Take Your Shot.
Oh gosh.
And it's in the sense of like starting a business, like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, like you had said.
Yes.
So I'll have you stand over there and you get 2 shots.
Okay.
Here's this for you.
Okay.
And the kicker to it is that if you miss, you have to take a selfie.
Okay.
And say #miss a shot, and then we'll put it on the JPEG.
Oh, funny. So I have
like
to
social media.
announce that I missed a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Stakes are high.
Yeah,
Where do I have to go
I'll
from?
have you stand right here.
Okay.
You get 2 shots. The first one's like for a warm up, so that way you like, get a feel for it.
You guys.
Sorry.
I did not play sports growing up.
No, you're totally fine.
Oh no. I know. There's so much pressure.
Oh, that was.
He was worried I was going to make it in.
One actually.
It's probably been the closest.
Oh, sweet.
All right, I'll fix this. Make sure. All right, final shot.
Oh gosh.
Oh, those are actually the closest.
Okay, I'll take the closest. Let me dunk it in. I'm just
Okay, yeah, you can.
I'm just kidding.
No, actually, Dana actually did the same thing.
Did she? She was a... Okay, well, I got to work on my free throws, but that's okay.
All right, well, that's all for today's episode of the JPEG Effect. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Ava, for joining us.
Thank you.
That's it. We'll catch you next time.
We'll catch ya.